Yet another Trump W coming to us right now. So Trump is going to suspend the security clearances of the 51 FBI intelligence folks, whatever they were, senior intelligence agents apparently is what they were called, who lied about the Hunter Biden laptop. They are the ones who wrote the letter saying that this Biden laptop emails or the emails on the laptop have all the earmarks of Russian disinformation. And yet the FBI confirmed that the laptop was legit. They confirmed it in 2019. It was also used in the gun trial. And as such, they lied. And then because of that, Biden was elected. Because New York Post, who was reporting on the laptop, got censored on Twitter. Then the laptop was censored everywhere because the FBI pressured all these social media companies. And we got the dementia in chief. But all that's over now. The past is the past. What's done is done. And these people will still, luckily, be punished. Which, these bastards do need to be punished because they sat there and they lied to the American people. They said, this is Russian disinformation. This laptop, nope, not real. Nothing to it. It's a nothing burger, right? And yet, it was real. And there was a poll, I believe it was done by Gallup, that said basically that 15% of Americans would have voted for Trump had they known that the laptop was real. So really, all these companies were swaying the election. It was election interference, for lack of a better term. The FBI was doing election interference. These former CIA contractors, the intelligence agency, whatever, they were influencing the election. It was election interference, and there's nothing more to it. They should all be, assuming that Biden hasn't pardoned them, because I would not be shocked that if he did, they should all be prosecuted for election interference. They should all, like Trump is doing, have their security clearance removed. Get a new job, man. Go work at McDonald's. It's what you deserve. So from the New York Post, Trump to suspend security clearances of 51 intelligence officials who falsely implied Hunter Biden laptop was Russian fake. President-elect Donald Trump on day one plans to suspend security clearances of the 51 intelligence officials who claimed reporting tied to Hunter Biden's laptop at the classic earmarks of Russian disinformation ahead of the 2020 election, according to a report. Trump will repeal the clearances of the so-called spies who lie as part of a flurry of executive orders he's expected to sign on his first day back in the Oval Office, Fox News reported, citing a senior administration official familiar with the matter. Federal authorities officially confirmed that the laptop belonging to President Biden's son was authentic, though the national security experts have said they stand by a 2020 letter they penned over their concerns about disinformation, which is stupid. Just admit you lied. Admit you were wrong. That's all you have to do, and people will be less upset at you. This is not hard. This is a whole thing, right? This is something I've seen throughout the entirety of my career, is that when you take accountability for your actions, people are less pissed off at you. Who would have thunk it? People are less upset when you say, yeah, I was wrong, or yeah, I lied, or yeah, that was me, right? Generally, people respect you when you do that. But these people are saying, so this is not Russian disinformation, but we said it was. And you know what? We stand by it. We are stalwart in our decisions. We are stalwart in our analysis of the laptop. And yet they bullshitted us the entire time. And they're still trying to bullshit us by saying, we stand by it. It was Russian disinformation. You can't tell me otherwise. And that's both sad and stupid. It's sad that the CIA ever employed people like this. It's sad that there are people like this in the intelligence community. And it's stupid that these people won't just admit that they lied or were wrong. Either case. I'm going with lying, but they could have just been wrong. You never know. The Post reporting on the laptop leading up to the election between Biden and Trump included allegations of foreign influence peddling, drug use, and other lurid activities by the first son. Emails from the device, which was left at a Delaware computer shop, showed that the younger Biden introduced his father, then Vice President Joe Biden, to a top executive at a Ukrainian energy firm where Hunter, 54, sat on the board. Yes, of course. Ha, look at that dumbass. Yes, of course, because that's what happened. We all know that the Bidens are corrupt as hell. We all know that they are probably more corrupt than the Clintons are, to be honest. That's why it's the Biden crime family. Because, 10% for the big guy, it's wild. And the fact that no one will ever look into that, the fact that they will never be investigated, because Hunter Biden's been pardoned, Joe Biden's gonna freaking croak of old age in like a couple of years, maybe. They'll never look into it. They'll never find any information. because they can't. And that'll just be that. And that'll be the chapter closed on the Bidens, and it's very unfortunate that we'll never get any closure on that. But, it is what it is. A copy of the hard drive was given to the Post, while the computer was handed over to the FBI by the computer shop owner in 2019. Following the bombshell reporting, a slew of former intelligence officers signed a letter alleging the lot of the emails has all the classic earmarks of a Russian information operation, without presenting any new evidence. The Post reporting on the Bidens was also briefly censored on social media, but the laptop from hell was used by federal prosecutors and confirmed as real during Hunter's gun trial last year. The FBI also verified its authenticity in November 2019, an IRS whistleblower told Congress in a 2023 deposition. Still, the dozens of former intelligence officials who cast doubts over whether the computer's content was legitimate either stood by their claims or declined to comment when reached by Fox News last year. A lawyer who was representing 7 signatories claimed there continues to be by many a calculated or woefully ignorant interpretation of the October 2020 letter signed by the ex-officials. It serves as nothing more than a warning letter of what we've known for decades. Certain foreign governments, including Russia, continue to try and actively interfere in our domestic affairs, and our guard must remain vigilant, Mark S. Said said at the time. Every patriotic American should have signed that letter. Now, I'll tell you one thing. They got a damn good lawyer. Because, he's got no case. There's no way he wins any case against them. But also, he's trying his damnedest. He's doing his job. Because obviously that's really, really spun. A lot of doublespeak there. But the fact that he's trying that hard, that's a damn good lawyer. A Trump official confirmed to the Post on Sunday the incoming president is expected to sign more than 200 executive orders after he's sworn in as president. An email to a Trump spokesperson on Sunday night was not immediately returned. So that's just a lot of good stuff, man. These people deserve to lose their security clearance. They deserve to have to find a new industry because, you can't have the level of authority that they had, being senior intelligence officials, and then lie to the American public like that. Now, I don't know if they've been pardoned or not. I wouldn't be shocked if they do get pardoned, like I said, but they need to be properly investigated. These people need to be investigated for election interference, hell, maybe even for treason, because these people are lying to the American people and aiding and abetting enemies, right? Now, Ukraine's not an enemy, but the fact that they're so corrupt and the fact that the Bidens are complicit in their corruption, the fact that all this shit happened because of this laptop is disgusting and they need to be prosecuted, right? Because think about it, right? Like, this laptop led to Biden being elected. Because if they hadn't had this laptop, with the whole... If they hadn't censored the story on the laptop, Biden wouldn't have been elected. 15% of Americans would have voted for Trump instead, and he would have won in a landslide, but he didn't. Secondly, the fact that we're in the Ukraine war in general is because of this, because Biden has a strong tie to the Ukraine, which obviously we all are aware of. Everyone knows that's why he's doing it, but then the media spins it and the moron liberals just run with it, right? And they say you're a bad person for not supporting Ukraine because they're freedom fighters. They're fighting for their independence, blah, 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 blah. When in fact, we're just giving them money because Biden has strong ties and they got dirt on him. And, the fact that we had the quid pro quo that we saw when Biden was vice president, where he said, I talked to the president and said, if you don't fire the prosecutor, you're not getting the $1 billion. The prosecutor said, you can't do that. You're not the president. And he said, well, call up the president. See if that's not the case, right? Then he said, well, son of a bitch, the prosecutor got fired. And it's like, well, shit. He's just, he's saying the quiet part out loud. Just how corrupt he was with that. Plus the fact that we saw, legit, child sex stuff on Hunter Biden's laptop and nothing happened there. The fact that we know that he was, with hookers. The fact that we know that he was doing drugs and this, that, and the other, right? And there's tons of evidence of it. And yet he was never prosecuted for any of that. Just the gun charge. And he's been pardoned of everything. For, 11 years that the pardon extended to? Covering just enough time to make sure that Biden can't be investigated for the Ukraine scandals. And because Biden is so damn old, we'll never know any of it. None of this is ever going to come out to the public eye. And we're all just going to have to live with the fact that we know what happened, but we can never prove it happened because Biden is a shit president. Either way, guys, that's all I've got to say about that. next segment's coming up later today. Make sure to smash the like button and subscribe. Comment down below if you have anything that you want to add to this. Thanks. We'll see you then.